Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 9th of December. Taliban attack in Afghanistan's Kandahar airport leaves 46 dead. Indian Foreign Minister meets Pakistan Prime Minister in Islamabad. And Myanmar launches new stock exchange. And now for all the details. The Heart of Asia Conference on Afghanistan was on Wednesday jointly inaugurated by Pakistan Prime Minister and Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. Top leaders of the region discussed on tackling growing militancy in the region and the world.
Leaders of Asian countries, among others, taking part in the conference, pledged support to Afghanistan and expressed commitment on fighting militancy in the region and the world. The participating leaders acknowledged the importance of a stable Afghanistan in bringing peace and development in the region. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani blamed regional and international terror groups for the violence in his country.
The main objective of our enemies, that was to divide Afghanistan into two geographies, two political geographies, has not been realized. Al-Qaeda, Daesh, and terrorists from China, Russia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, the Middle East, are all unfortunately present on our soil. The courageous decision of Prime Minister Sharif to launch the military actions in Pakistan has created unintended consequences, bringing about the displacement of a significant number of these groups onto our soil.
Nawaz Sharif, Prime Minister of host country Pakistan, said that his country recognizes the present Afghan government as the only legitimate authority in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is a sovereign state, and the international community fully respects its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The democratically elected government in Afghanistan is the only legitimate authority in the country in accordance with its unanimously adopted constitution. I would like to reiterate my remarks in Kabul on 12th of May, in which I declared that enemies of Pakistan are the enemies of Afghanistan are the enemies of Pakistan.
Afghanistan has been roiled by years of war against the hardline Taliban. Rising militant activities by the Taliban have taken toll on its citizens and national economy. Effort to end the 14-year-old insurgency has been put on back burner due to a leadership crisis within the Taliban.
Meanwhile, Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj on Wednesday met Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in Islamabad, where she is attending Heart of Asia Summit. Earlier in the day, Swaraj had said that India and Pakistan should display maturity in doing business with each other. She also met Pakistan's top foreign affairs official, Sartaj Aziz. Swaraj's visit is a first ministerial level visit to Islamabad by a top Indian diplomat in 3 years, a move that is likely to revive the stalled peace process between the two neighbors. India had called off bilateral talks with Pakistan, charging it of sponsoring terrorism directed at India. Swaraj's visit to Pakistan comes a week after Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif held informal talks on the sidelines of a summit on climate change in Paris. 37 civilians were killed and scores injured after Taliban militants launched a coordinated attack on an airfield in Afghanistan's southern Kandahar city. After nearly a full day of fighting, 9 militants have been gunned down by security personnel.
The attack carried out by a group of heavily armed Taliban militants triggered a standoff with security personnel that continued for several hours before the militants were killed. The insurgents wearing security force uniforms stormed the airport compound on Tuesday evening and opened fire, officials said. They attacked a perimeter section of the heavily fortified site, which contains both a civilian airport and a large military base. Taliban has claimed responsibility for carrying out the assault, saying that they had attacked international forces and their Afghan allies. Security has been tightened in the area as the assault triggered panic among locals. The attack follows an earlier incident in which 2 suicide bombers died assaulting a police station in the city, which is one of the traditional Taliban strongholds. The Taliban is fighting to re-establish hardline Islamist rule in Afghanistan after US-led military intervention toppled their regime in 2001. But they have been struggling to settle a leadership crisis, which has seen scores killed in fighting between opposing factions.
Moving on to news from India. The Indian Parliament continues to witness disruption as leaders of the opposition Congress party allege that a court case foisted against 2 of its leaders is the handiwork of the government. The ruckus and frequent adjournments is a blow to hopes of passing a crucial tax reform bill.
The winter session of Parliament continues to be marred by frequent protests by the Congress and other opposition leaders. On Wednesday, no transaction could be conducted in both houses of Parliament as the opposition led by the Congress party accused the government of pursuing a vendetta against the Gandhi family. The government has denied the opposition charges, saying the Congress is creating uproar as the court has summoned Congress President Sonia Gandhi and her son Rahul Gandhi in a case relating to misappropriation of funds.
संसद में एक पद्धति है, उन लोगों ने 50 साल राज किया. संसद में पद्धति क्या है? अभी तक नारा दे रहे थे तानाशाही नहीं चलेगा. 10-15 लोग खड़े होकर सदन को पूरा स्थगित करने के लिए प्रयास करना, ये तानाशाही नहीं है.
The Congress protest comes days after the Delhi High Court declined to give Sonia and Rahul any relief and asked them to appear before a trial court. The case was filed by BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy in 2012, alleging cheating and misappropriation of funds in taking control of the now defunct National Herald newspaper by the Gandhis.
Pakistan government might have displayed its grave concern towards quake victims in Gilgit-Baltistan, but the ground reality is something else. Victims affected by powerful jolts in October last year say they haven't received any aid from the government and are spending their days and nights out in the open. A report.
Quake victims in far-flung areas of Gilgit-Baltistan are gradually losing hopes of receiving any aid from Pakistan government, which had promised generous support after powerful earthquake hit the region in October. 2 months have passed and no government agency has come forward to supply essential items in far-flung areas of Gilgit-Baltistan like Ghiza district. It is just only an NGO, Alamgir Welfare Trust International, which is helping the victims.
यहाँ का आपको खुद ये हालात को तो एक रहा है ना, अभी बर्फ देखो, उसके बाद अच्छा लकड़ का बड़ा मसला है. आज तक कोई सामान यहाँ नहीं आया. आज यही ये चीज़ यहाँ आया है कि किस मुकाम का है, किस इदारे का है, ये पता नहीं. ये कुछ लोगों को दे रहा है, अभी तक हमने नहीं देखा. तो दूसरी बात यह है कि जिनका नया मकान जो क्रैक हुआ है, अच्छा उनका कोई देख अभी तक नहीं देखा. जो पुराना लोगों का मकान, जो पुराना बना हुआ मकान गिरा है, उनको ऊपर से सारी देख रहा है, बस चले जाते हैं. गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से आज तक कोई चीज़ यहाँ पर नहीं है.
The upper reaches of Gilgit-Baltistan received the season's first snowfall recently. The worst is yet to come when locals will be disconnected with the rest of the world.
ये बर्फबारी हो गई है, तकरीबन यहाँ बर्फ देख रहे हैं कि फुट बर्फ पड़े है. ना कोई दीवार लग सकता है, ना कोई उसका कोई मरम्मत कर रहा है. ओपन जगह में और दूसरे के घर में हम लोग रह रहे हैं. हुकूमत का फर्ज है कि हमसे पूछना है. एक दफ़ा यहाँ पर हमारा एसी आया था, यहाँ आकर पता नहीं क्या ऐलान किया, हमें कोई पता नहीं. इस ग्राउंड से वापस गए हैं. हमारा आज तक हमें कोई पूछने वाला नहीं आया.
On October 26th, a major earthquake of 7.7 magnitude struck the remote parts of northeast Afghanistan, killing around 400 people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and injuring thousands. In Gilgit-Baltistan alone, 8 people were reported dead. Besides, hundreds of buildings, including schools, were damaged. So far, the government has been found wanting in the rehabilitation process. The quake victims now stare at a harsh winter that is fast approaching.
Myanmar on Wednesday launched its first modern stock exchange in a bid to drive economic reforms. But trading will take time as there is no stock. A report.
Myanmar's 2 decades quest for stock exchange came to an end as the Yangon Stock Exchange opened on Wednesday. But there was no toll of the trading bell because the exchange is yet to list a single firm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that at the opening day, trading must start. No, that is not necessary. If we cannot start now, I think it will be too late.
The state-owned Myanmar Economic Bank will own a controlling 51% stake in the Yangon Stock Exchange and the remaining by Japanese companies. Most of the 10 security firms with conditional licenses for trading and underwriting are not yet ready to operate, so trading on the Yangon Stock Exchange will at first be a wholly local affair. That too, trading is not likely to start in next 2-3 months. But having the new boards in place is itself a big attainment, claimed the government.
It is a very monumental achievement for the capital market of our country. We've become an independent country for 67 years. We haven't got a stock exchange yet, but whereas our neighboring countries, they have got stock exchange for many years.
The development comes less than a month after the National League for Democracy, headed by Aung San Suu Kyi, swept the historical election and is seen as instrumental in reviving the country's economy, which has been stifled during decades of military rule.
Indian models soared up the temperature as they glided down the fashion runway, displaying collection by country's top designers on day 2 of the Blenders Pride fashion tour in showbiz capital Mumbai. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Taliban attack in Afghanistan's Kandahar airport leaves 46 dead. Indian Foreign Minister meets Pakistan Prime Minister in Islamabad. And Myanmar launches new stock exchange. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.